why don't you dive in first to give kind of a framework to the listeners to essentially what you do, how you work with companies like us and obviously many other companies to advise them and empower them to really grow this talent acquisition machine within the business.
Yeah, absolutely. So I appreciate you having me on, Preston. It's always
glad to have you.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring down the good lookingness of your program here for an hour. So they have to deal with a fat old man talking to him. That's what they have to deal with. Look, I think, in the 27 years I've been doing this work, I think a great way to sum up what we do is we help companies understand how to recruit, train, manage, coach people as it relates to the objectives that they're trying to achieve inside their organization. So there's actually just a great article today in Fortune magazine about what is a 10X employee, and that's something out of Silicon Valley, I think, that kind of generated. How do we find these employees who are 10 times the worth of a typical employee, right? And then the article talks about this idea of hard skills being really important, like understanding what you're really good at from an origination standpoint. Like, what part of the origination am I really good at? Is it bringing in new clients? Is it networking? Is it understanding the business? Is it understanding how my intellectual capacity can help you get into any loan at any time? Because I'm so good with data, facts, numbers. So there's part of that, right? Understanding what you're really good at from a technical side. But the other side of this is understanding your natural, they call them soft skills in the article, which I don't love, but they call them soft skills. This ability to, how do I communicate? How do I think through problems? How do I evaluate risks? What kind of customers or clients I'm connecting to naturally? Which ones do I not? Those are some soft skills that really elevate you and your ability to grow your business.
So soft skills would almost be like different versions of intuition, or it's almost like your internal compass of sorts, it sounds like.
Yeah, they call them soft skills. I call it your hardwiring. Okay. What is your hardwiring? How are you hardwired to do certain things? So maybe in your specific case, maybe I'm a really, really good individual contributor and I'm really hardwired. I'm a hunter. Like, I can go find new business and I'm great at it, right? That's what I'm really hardwired to do. Yet there's aspects of my job that requires me to kind of slow down and to process that stuff I've just hunted and to hang it out and to dry it, parse it up. And that part's boring to me and it sucks and I hate it. And it's holding me back to being more effective. How do you really understand that and intellectualize that and then do something proactive to kind of to alter that perspective, right?
Yeah.
That hardwiring is just like, who are you? What do you care about? What do you value? What do you need? Why did I go in this business in the first place? What drives you? Those kind of things.
Yeah, that makes sense. So it was actually funny. The first, it wasn't the first conversation we had, but the first conversation after we started working together, you had my predictive index score, and it was actually funny because you were talking about me like you've hung out with me for a long time, right? And which we found the accuracy of your reading of that impressive, and I'm sure part of that is at this point intuitive for you. Just when you could spend a minute with somebody, and after doing this for a while, it's like, oh okay, you're this type of person, personality wise, right? But you had taken my my kind of profile, if you will, and I was like, dang, you're speaking truth, man. So that was really profound for us. And honestly, in our hiring, and I'm very proud of the team that we have. We've gotten a lot of great talent and been able to sort through the noise, because on average, when we hire, we use Indeed and as our primary source, right? And depending on the job and how long we're posted for, we can get 500 to 1,200 applicants, right? And I really strive for that, because I learned that anytime I'm trying to make a hiring decision without candidates, the best case scenario is going to be a desperate call, right? And that, I'm sure that you could get lucky, but the likelihood of that working well for you, I've just always believed if I can do it right, it's actually probably less costly just not to do it, right?
Yeah.
Rather than get the wrong person, waste 3, 4, 5, 6 months, and then end up at the same inevitable result, now minus that labor budget, right?